Alright, we're going to demonstrate the proper bleeding of the E39 cooling system. First, you're going to turn the key to the run position. Going to set the HVAC system to maximum. With the fan on low. Oh, not that low. There we go. Next.
This is a 528, by the way.
528. We've removed the bleeder screw from the thermostat cover and from the expansion tank, and we have the radiator cap removed. So, to bleed the system, we're going to start adding coolant to the expansion tank, the pre-mixed coolant. We're going to continue to add coolant to the system until we see coolant flowing freely out of the thermostat cover. And this can take a while. There we go, we're starting to see some bubbles coming out of there. Means we're getting closer.
Oh, it's bubbling, alright.
Alright, so now we're seeing good, clean coolant. What did you do with the screws?
I put them back. Oh, right here on the side.
Alright, so we're getting clean coolant coming through. We're going to slowly add a little more at a time, just to ensure that we're getting clean, bubble-free coolant flow, as you can see right there.
Yep, it's flowing.
Alright, so at that point, we're going to install the thermostat cover bleeder screw. Now, if you leave a little tiny bit of air in there, it's not a problem, because it's going to work its way into the radiator. It'll come out later on. Yeah, just to get the bulk of the air out of the system. So we're just going to snug up that bleeder screw, and we're going to continue to add coolant to the expansion tank and bleed at the expansion tank bleeder screw.
And if you think about it, high resale value means high quality. The kind that lasts a long time. Even though these really special lease deals definitely won't. The point is, this really big thing.
We're going to have to keep that level right up at the top of the tank.
For that matter. Just go see your Honda dealer today.
2010 Accord, winner of the ALG Residual Value Award, mid-size car segment.
He's going to continue to do that as those bubbles work their way out of the system.
Open house party, hello.
Just keep watching that. So this process takes a little time, but actually we're looking pretty good right now. Still getting the occasional bubble. But at this point the bulk of the system is bled. Now there have been some discussion about having an airlock on the thermostat side of the system. And we're going to show you why that's not a valid concern. You see this hole here?
Okay.
This hole connects between the thermostat, the side of the thermostat that people think becomes airlocked in the lower radiator hose and the upper radiator hose. And this air hole, this bleed hole, allows any air to leak out and work its way out through the thermostat cover or into the radiator. So as long as you take your time and keep filling it up, the lower radiator hose will be full, as well as the area around the thermostat.
Yep, makes sense.
So now we'll just check and see how we're doing. We're still getting a couple of little bubbles here. But overall, we're looking pretty good. So once we get to a point where that bubbling reduces to a minimum.
By the way, it's hard to see, but the coolant is like really topped off.
Yeah, you gotta keep it right up at the top.
And the hole is still bubbling. Yep, you can see it now. By the way, don't forget to turn on the heat, and the car is jacked, so it's not really level. The front is higher than the back.
So it will work even if the car is on level ground, but it might take a little longer. Alright, so at this point we've got the system topped up as high as it'll go, and we're still seeing an occasional little bubble when we're right at the top.
He's literally wasting coolant right now, but it's working. The bubbles are coming out.
And we're not wasting very much.
Yeah,
just a tiny bit here. We're just pouring tiny bits.
Yep. It's barely dripping on the floor. But it's getting the job done, definitely.
Alright, now we're seeing a pretty good
solid
clean flow with the occasional little bubble here and there. And when you get to this point where you're just seeing occasional bubbles, you're in pretty good shape. The bulk of the flow is coming through with no bubbles.
Yep.
There, we had a good stretch there with nothing. So
yep.
Now we're going to install that second bleeder screw.
I wish I grabbed my flashlight. Is there a lot left?
No. Alright, so we snugged up that upper bleeder screw.
Okay, yeah, this is a better angle.
And now we're going to install, and you'll note that the coolant level in the expansion tank is still fairly high.
Get out of the way, please. Yeah, okay.
And that's good, that's okay, because when the system equalizes and pressurizes, it's going to push out any excess coolant from the tank. So we just snug down our radiator cap, and at this point the system has been basically bled. There's still a little bit of air in different places in the system, but that extra coolant that we left in the expansion tank is going to take the place of that extra air as it works its way out of the system. And then when the car cools down, we should find that the level has fallen, should be fairly close to the cold level where you're going to leave it the rest of the time. So we're going to let it